Hello and welcome to another edition of News Showcase. I am Priya, Tamil Nadu's first artificial intelligence news presenter. There was a major security breach at the parliament in Delhi this afternoon when two men broke into the chamber and released gas from canisters. Live footage of the incident showed the intruders diving onto the benches in the Lok Sabha from the visitors' gallery. They released colored gas and dodged capture as lawmakers tried to surround them. They were later overpowered by security men and taken away. The House was in session and Congress MP Rahul Gandhi was in at the time. Another MP described the incident as a terrible experience. The security breach was particularly awkward as it came on the anniversary of a gun attack on the parliament 22 years ago.
सभा की कार्यवाही 2 बजे तक के लिए स्थगित की जाती सभा की कार्यवाही 2 बजे तक के लिए स्थगित की जाती है.
Parliament Speaker Om Birla made a brief statement as the lower house resumed its session after the security scare. He said the two intruders have been arrested and two others were taken into custody outside the parliament building. Birla said the materials they were carrying were seized and an investigation has been ordered. Reports identified the intruders as Sagar Sharma and Manoranjan, and authorities have confiscated the parliament visitors' pass issued to them. Reports quoting audio from the visuals said they shouted, "Dictatorship will not be tolerated." The break-in is seen as a serious matter as all visitors must clear 5 levels of security before being allowed inside parliament. The state-run bus company in Tamil Nadu has opened bookings for the upcoming holiday season for the Harvest Festival next month. Reports said bookings were being accepted online and at counters. Demand for seats on buses are high during mid-January when the state celebrates Pongal festival. There's a large exodus of people from cities to towns and villages during this time. Reports said the bus operator will step up services to cope with the pressure as demand for seats is expected to increase by many times. The colorful festival is celebrated in a grand manner, especially in farming communities as well as in cities, between January 13th to 17th. Tamil Nadu's Chief Minister has ordered free sandalwood for the Kandori festival, which is held at the Dargah in Nadu. The annual festival kicks off with a flag-hoisting event and runs for 14 days. MK Stalin offered 45 kilograms of sandalwood on behalf of the organizers of the festival. Ministers and the State Chief Secretary Shivdas Meena were present during the announcement. Kandori festival is celebrated to mark the death anniversary of a Sufi saint whose tomb lies at the site in Nadu. The commemoration draws a large number of devotees who participate in the traditional rituals. The Dargah, which is popular with devotees worldwide, is located on Tamil Nadu's eastern coast. Reports quoting Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan said, "The situation in Sabarimala is under control amid a massive surge in devotees in the ongoing pilgrimage season. The Hindu shrine devoted to Lord Ayyappan has been seeing a massive turnout of pilgrims from across India and beyond." Reports said protesting pilgrims blocked the road at Erumeli after authorities did not allow them to reach Pamba, an important stop, on the way to the shrine. Some reports said police blocked vehicles carrying pilgrims to manage the crowd. Others said many groups of worshippers ended their pilgrimage prematurely as they had to wait for hours and could not proceed further. The Delhi High Court has ruled the mother of an Indian nurse can visit Yemen to arrange the release of her daughter, who is facing execution for murder. Nimisha Priya from Kerala State has been accused of killing her employer, and compensation to the victim's family, known as blood money, could save her life through personal mediation. Under Shariat law, blood money is paid in return for a pardon from the affected people. Reports said the Indian nurse gave sedatives to her employer in an effort to retrieve her passport from him. The court's intervention was needed as India banned travel to Yemen in 2017 due to the armed conflict and unstable security situation there. The BJP's Mohan Yadav was sworn in as the new Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh this morning in the state capital Bhopal. The 58-year-old was a shock pick for the top job after elections in November. He was the education minister in the outgoing government, which was also run by the BJP. He was sworn in by Governor Mangubhai Patel as Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah took part in the event. Two deputy chief ministers, Rajendra Shukla and Jagdish Devda, also took office along with Yadav. Reports said Mohan Yadav belongs to the backward class, a category that makes up 48% of the state's population. He is also reportedly close to the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, or RSS. One of the two main promoters of Mahadev betting app, Ravi Upal, has been detained in Dubai after an alert issued by Interpol. The online platform, which sets up betting on sporting events and online games, is being investigated by the Enforcement Directorate for Money Laundering. The app reportedly saw profits of over rupees 200 crores per day, and it has been in operation in India since 2017. Reports said betting was run from call centers in India, Malaysia, Thailand, and the UAE. Investigators have also summoned some movie stars in Mumbai for appearing in advertisements for the app. Surabh Chandrakar, the second mastermind behind the Mahadev app, is still on the run, and 6 arrests have been made so far. India voted in favor of a draft resolution in the UN General Assembly that demanded an immediate humanitarian ceasefire in the ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas. India has changed its position gradually on the war in Gaza, from outright support to Israel to calls for a pause in the fighting. A Western news agency quoted the Palestinian envoy to the United Nations Riyad Mansour as saying, "It's a historic day in terms of the powerful message that was sent from the General Assembly." The resolution was sponsored by most of the countries in the Gulf region, as well as Algeria and Palestine. The United States and Israel were among 10 countries that voted against it. 23 other nations abstained. The UN General Assembly has voted overwhelmingly in favor of a non-binding resolution demanding an immediate humanitarian ceasefire in Gaza. Israel has continued its indiscriminate bombing of Enclave, targeting the biggest city, Khan Yunis, in the south. There's also been fighting in Rafah near the Egyptian border. A WHO official says the health system in Gaza has collapsed, with only 11 hospitals partially functioning of the 36 hospitals there. The Palestinian Health Ministry in Jenin, in the occupied West Bank, said 6 people have been killed, 5 of them in a drone strike. The UN had repeatedly warned of a humanitarian catastrophe in Gaza that was never seen before if the bombing did not stop immediately. U.S. President Joe Biden has said global support for Israel's military operation in Gaza is waning. There's growing division within Biden's own government and among fellow Democrats over U.S. support for Israel. Biden's strongest criticism of Israel came during a meeting in Washington with donors at a fundraising event for his 2024 re-election campaign. He said Israel cannot count on continued U.S. backing, which is seen as a direct warning to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. President Biden also appeared to refer to Europe, the European Union, and the rest of the world, where support for Israel has been on the decline. Biden also said there was no question about the need to take on Hamas, and it was Israel's right to defend itself. After days of negotiations, the UN Climate Summit in Dubai has agreed on a deal seen as a major step forward. For the first time, the deal calls on all countries to start moving away from using fossil fuels, but the deal did not insist on phasing them out, a goal set by many governments. The text spoke of the need for deep, rapid, and sustained reductions if humanity is to limit temperature rises to 1.5 C above pre-industrial levels. The COP28 president said nations had confronted realities and set the world in the right direction, but campaigners said the agreement doesn't go far enough. Environmental group Greenpeace said the transition will not be in a fair and fast manner. Streaming giant Netflix has released data on what people watched on the platform in the first half of 2023. The political thriller The Night Agent was the most watched title globally, and Netflix said it generated 812 million hours of viewing. That was followed by Season 2 of the family drama Ginny and Georgia and the debut of the South Korean series The Glory. The data gives viewers, suppliers, and competitors a deeper look into what people are watching. It comes in the wake of a months-long fight between Hollywood labor unions and major studios. After 2 strikes, writers and actors won more compensation for their work in streaming, and their pay depends on greater disclosure of U.S. viewer data by services like Netflix. Filmmaker Aishwarya Rajinikanth has shared a new promo of her father's latest film, Lal Salam, which she has directed. Rajinikanth, who turned 73 on Tuesday, plays the character Moideen Bai in the film. The teaser shows the superstar walking in a scene surrounded by fire. At the end of the clip, Aishwarya described him as a mass machine and most magnetic magnificence of a man. The music for Lal Salam has been composed by A.R. Rahman. It also features Vishnu Vishal and Vikrant and expected to hit theaters soon. Reports say Rajinikanth will act alongside Amitabh Bachchan in his 170th film. The film is to be directed by T.J. Gyanavayal. Thank you for watching. I am Priya, Tamil Nadu's first artificial intelligence news presenter. Do tune in, same time tomorrow, for a roundup of the latest news and updates in India and around the world.